But we start talking about the World Cup coming to a close, and we also start with Nailed It. And you know what? Let's just get right to it with Nailed It. Our bi-weekly look at who we think crushed it over the course of the last week, and I think we're starting today with Kelly.
We are starting with me today.
We are starting with you. Are you ready?
Are you guys familiar with the German comedian Flula Borg?
Yes.
I am, yes.
I don't know that I am.
Okay.
So have you seen Pitch Perfect?
Yes.
The second
So
one?
then I am.
The second
okay.
one.
The second
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Is he one of the ones from the...
He's the German guy.
Okay.
in that movie.
Okay. Then yes, generally yes.
So as we're wrapping up the World Cup, he had some thoughts on the flopping of it all, or as he calls it, the flopsies.
The Flopsies.
And I will let him take it from there.
Floppies are floppies, and we must stop the floppies. I'm watching the World Cup, yeah, and yes, I know. Okay, I do not want to talk about it. I do want to talk about the flopsing. There are too many floppies in the World Cup. I'm very much becoming angry about it. So I have now some solution suggestions. If you floppy, you fall down and then 1 second later you have hop up like nothing is wrong. It's a timeout, and the other team, the largest person on the team, can punch you directly in the face as hard as they like. Okay? Another suggestion. If you make a floppy, as soon as there is a floppy, there is a war, but it's with fans, and they are neutral fans, and the neutral fans will watch. And if they think, oh, that was too much floppy, boop, rote Karte. Out, out, out. Red card. Do not passy go. Go straight to the prison. Okay?
I'm glad he clarified what roti kata meant. I did not know that was red card.
I double-checked to make sure that wasn't a bad word.
Because what would we
Fair
know?
point. Yes.
I don't speak German.
I don't, yeah.
Yeah.
But just my favorite one was a player from the other team used to
Punch you in the
directly
face.
I know this is something that is bothering Kelly because this was also the nailed it for her last week as well for the World Cup.
Did you do flopping last
week
too?
I did. It was a,
Yeah.
I wish it was a video of, you know what? I wonder
Kelly,
if I
branch
can,
out.
I know. Okay,
It was a video of...
hang on.
Are you going to try and find the one from last week?
I got it. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get to see it. You weren't here.
I was not here for this.
I have strong feelings about the flop seeds, as Flula calls them, which is
My wife
probably
also
evident
loved
in the
that
fact
video,
that I'm
by the way.
a hockey fan, and when you get hit, you get up.
Yes. And if you don't, you get called for embellishment, and it's going
Yes.
to cost you and your team.
I do
And if
appreciate that they at least have begun to try and solve this problem. We saw it twice during this tournament.
Yeah.
The yellow card flipped from one to the other because you get caught diving. That's at least it's a step. It's
in
not
hockey,
solving the problem, but it's a step.
If you spend more time on the down on the ice than anybody thinks you have a right to, not only will you get an embellishment penalty, your teammates will make fun of you.
Yeah.
Let's
Soccer
change that
needs
culture
to-
in soccer. No
Soccer
more
needs
floppies.
to man up. Flopsies.
No more flopsies.
No more flopsies.
Stopsy the flopsies.
Yeah.
Is that what
Stopsies
he
the
said?
flopsies.
Yeah.
Sad, I think you're up next.
All right. Well, for me,
Get us back on track.
for me, this has been a recent thing of the last 24 hours or so where a lot of NFL players have taken to different social media platforms and are expressing their desire to keep the grass fields on, to keep the surfaces grass. As we know, the soccer players have had the luxury of playing on grass instead of synthetic turf in these NFL stadiums. So it's been very clear that this is something that is possible. However, as the tournament comes to a close, AT&T Stadium as well as all the other stadiums are going to take out the grass and reinstall the turf. And players from all over the league are expressing their desire on social media with the hashtag worth the cost. That yes, it is a little bit more expensive to have natural grass to accommodate it and all those things, but it's worth it if it's something that, number one, the players feel more comfortable on, and number two, and the biggest thing, if it's going to reduce injuries.
Yeah.
There's inside Dallas Stadium right there.
Is there a team in the NFL that's still using natural grass?
There are some. Yeah,
I think
there's a handful.
Lambeau
the
has
the
it, right?
Chiefs have got it. Lambeau, I think, has got it. Yeah, some of the outdoor.
Outdoor stadiums. I guess that would be the thing for AT&T.
But that's the thing is they have grow lights in there. That's how they kept the grass. You know,
those pink lights that we saw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're suspended from the ceiling. It's built inside the stadium so that they have the infrastructure to do this.
Yeah, and we've seen this. We've seen it specifically MetLife in New Jersey come under scrutiny quite a bit in recent years, just because of the amount of torn ACLs that have taken place on that field. And it's not necessarily a correlation like fully. Like, it's not that you can't tear your ACL on grass, but it is something that the league should look into in terms of what is the cost. And we're talking about the biggest multi-billion-dollar sports corporation that there is. There's no reason for them not to look into what benefits the players and what players are looking for and what's for the betterment of the product. I don't think it'll happen, but I do think things could get really interesting in the coming years if the league tries to add an 18th game to the schedule, and I think that will really open up discussions for grass fields.
Yeah, because you're going to need some sort of something to cling on to, some negotiating point on the player's side to maybe make this kind of thing happen. I mean, there are some stadiums like the only one I can think of is Arizona. The Cardinal Stadium has the retractable field
they wheel it
that
out.
they can roll out to be able to grow it outside and then roll it back inside. And I don't know that you could retrofit AT&T Stadium to do that
They'd
now.
have to
It's
go
kind
where
of
the
something you'd
Walmart
have
is.
to do. Exactly. Like, where are you going to put it? But I got to imagine that wherever they roll the field out to in Arizona, when you roll it back in,
I mean,
that
don't they have that
probably
little
is just
turf
lot,
area
right?
outside the stadium? Why not just use
Right.
that area? Like, raise the, or I guess they have the windows there. You can raise it up, But
There's
that would take a
just-
lot of, construction to make that adjustment.
There's just too much evidence that there is the possibility to do this. And then the other thing is that you're only doing this like 8 times a year. 8 days out of the year, 9 days out of the year, not counting playoffs. And so it's not like if it was basketball or even baseball where you got to do it so often and it's a grind. It can very practically be done, and they are not short on money at all.
No.
I do appreciate the internet coming together for good instead of evil
Yes.
this time.
Yeah, it does feel like sports is
rare
the
at this
one thing
point.
that really does rally the troops online usually.
guys.
Yeah. It should happen. It needs to happen. I doubt that it's going to happen. But to your point, the next time they
Jerry's
come
not going to
around
use the curtains in it either. So
No.
Buddy, don't even get me started. Let's move on before we go fully down that rabbit hole. My nailed it is Jacob Latz. I loved this. The Rangers All-Star closer, performed awfully well in the All-Star game. He only had 6 pitches to work with, but he went in and struck a guy out. But his jacket that he was wearing on the red carpet ahead of the game, pictures of his entire family on the lining of the jacket. Not all that dissimilar from what Caleb Downs did at the NFL draft with his family, but I thought this was a really cool bit, a really cool way to kind of pay homage to all of the people that helped him get to this defining career achievement that he had this week. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a really cool way to kind of doff his cap to his family.
So to keep the baseball theme going, I know Andrew had his tiff with the ESPYs, and I kind of film on that. But one of the things I do like about the ESPYs is, the Jimmy V Award or the Arthur Ashe Award.
Yes.
And so the Jimmy V Award this year was presented to Jim Abbott, who played 10 seasons in the MLB. He was born without a right hand. And but his speech was just really, really awesome.
Do I like my little hand? And I looked at her and I said, honey, you know what? I do. I like my little hand. I haven't always liked it. Hasn't always been easy. But it's who I am. And it's taken me to places I never would have gone without it. It's brought me to this stage tonight. My little hand has brought me up on this stage tonight. And it's taught me important lessons. That it's important to believe that you can do things differently in this world and still do them just as well as anybody else. It's important to have focus on what's been given rather than what's taken away, and believe in who you are in the face of great competition, in the face of great challenge. What you bring to the table is the most important thing. If I can leave you all this room of great achievement, of great accomplishment, of celebration, keep believing, keep fighting. So many things are possible if we can believe that we can do things different. Make the most of what you've been given and keep believing in what you bring to the table. Then nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. We have to keep believing in things that are possible in this world. Thank you so much. This is an honor of a lifetime.
I just think that was just so poignant. It's something that sometimes we need a little reminder like that, And when I saw that video, I got a little emotional. I was like, dude, this is awesome.
That's one of my early memories of baseball was just how mystified we all were in the 90s watching this guy pitch and flip the glove from one hand to the other. It was, I mean, it was kind of this like almost like parlor trick, you know. It was a shtick to a certain extent, but it was also legitimately motivating. Like,
yeah,
if he can do that and make it to Major League Baseball, what's your excuse?
Yeah.
Like, it's a cool. The thing I'm wondering though is because I had missed this entirely until you hit play on this a minute and a half ago. Why now? Why did they not honor him with this like 15 years ago? That is the only thing I'm wondering is like, what?
That's fair.
Did they just kind of have Jim Abbott in the hopper? Like, at some point, if we've got a year where we just need somebody and we don't have a slam dunk option, Jim Abbott's our guy.
Apologies to Matt Damon.
Yeah, no, but it's always nice to hear that kind of encouraging message and a positive one. Also, he wasn't just a flash of lightning. This was a sustained career.
Yeah,
he was
10 years.
Yeah,
in the
which
majors.
is a big deal. And so
threw a
really
no-hitter,
cool.
by the way.
Yeah.
He was not a slouch.
Right.
That's awesome.
PLG,
Yeah, that's very cool.
My dad texted me. He likes your pick.
Let's go.
PLG wins. All right. Let's talk a little.
I try to
World
hit the
Cup.
hearts with my
dude.
my nailed it.
You whatever it was
the
2-3 weeks
soccer
ago,
one,
you
remember?
got
Yeah.
me with that one. You straight up got me with that one.